Good reason. We got Chris and Chips in the first seat, playing as blue. Let me see if I can adjust the screen a little bit so you guys can see what you need to see. Looks like we have a bit of a choppy stream. Apes was a little bit hesitant to screen share, but I am just grateful that we get to see the game at all. All right, so we see Chris. Looks like he's coalescing around two particular spots. He's got an 8 stack, but that 8 stack is next to a zombie 8 stack. I don't think that zombie 8 stack is going to double. And then he's got a 7 stack, at least what we can see from Ape's point of view. We got Plasma Field in the second seat. Not sure where he gets his card from, but he's going to make himself a 6 stack over there in the middle of the board. Now, Apes is up. Looks like Apes is going to get his card from his 4 and then fortify onto the portal. Loses a troop, fortifying off the portal. My mistake. Mitch going to put everything in the middle of the board and move into Kraken Island. He's got a 3 on the other entry point into Kraken Island. Maybe he thinks he can hold it. Fortifies that 3 in. Does he think he can hold the +2? Or did he even bother taking it? He may not have taken it, but he also may have. Frog, we only see one of Frog's positions over in the bottom right. Frog is going to have the advantage of going last, where the zombies will be able to cover his tracks in the fog. Frog, I believe, is an experienced and skilled enough player to be able to use his last seat position to his advantage in the fog. We see him emerge from the fog to take a card over there on the left. We get a little bit of extra vision thanks to the portal. We see where orange is, we see where purple is, and now the zombies are up. We also see dabs come out. Is there a 6 and a 9 next to each other somewhere on the board? And we will see if, yeah, so it looks like the zombies do break. That didn't look like a portal break, so it looked like the zombies were still inside Kraken Island when they broke. Frog loses a 2. Chris's 8 is now buried. Apes is going to lose his 5. No. Plasma. Oh, he does still lose his 5. Plasma and Apes get decimated by that zombie stack. Chris and Chips safely tucked away back there with an 8 stack. But, oh, and Apes loses another position. He is down to 1 spot after the zombies take their very first turn. So, let's take a peek at the bonuses on Blackbeard's Wrath. There's really not that many of them. You got Kraken Island, which is your +2 at the bottom. Then you got New Drake and Labousse, worth +3 apiece. Then you got Leolanaise. Shout out to Chad for that pronunciation. But I don't think it's quite pronounced like that. But that's your +4 in the middle of the board there. Port Royale is your +5 on the right-hand side. And then the big Asia for this map is Blackbeard's Providence, which is your +7. Unlikely that we see any bonus taking going on this game. The Group 3 game, we did have the player that ended up winning the game hold Kraken Island for a couple turns. So that's really the only bonus that's even somewhat viable to try and hold on this map. But even then, it's very unlikely to happen. OMG, that's crazy. Yeah, definitely crazy turn from the zombies there. Very unfortunate for Apes, and Plasma seems to have also been hit hard by that. Plasma moving next to Apes. I think Plasma knows how weak Apes is. Apes trying to throw off the scent that that's his last position, but does ultimately add everything there because he has no other choice to. Rolls his cheese dice into the corner. And he's going to hope that the zombies will cover his tracks and that Plasma does not follow him into the corner. But Plasma Field has played enough risk, I think, to suspect, if not know, that that is probably Ape's last position. Mitch is up. We can't really see what he's doing. Maybe he's still working on the Kraken Island bonus. And then do we see the frog in the fog emerge? This is actually going to be really nice. I'm going to be making stupid frog fog tongue-twisty jokes the entire game since he's in the last seat. We see a giant zombie stack form next to Apes. Not quite big enough to slam his 9. We also see a portal pop up on top of Apes. Not what he wanted to see, since Apes is definitely very much in it is time to hide mode. That 10 probably went down. I don't think it hit Plasma's 6. Okay, Apes at least has a card, but that card is going to be back next to Plasma Field. So Chris and Chips, I think, is in a good spot. It doesn't look like he was slammed too hard by the zombies, but we no longer have vision of what happened to Chris during the last zombie turn. Plasma Field probably only in 2 positions, could be in 1 position, which is the one next to Apes. We'll see where he grabs his card from. Getting a little bit of choppiness here. But yeah, Plasma's going to grab a card, not within Apes' vision. Apes, no one's around him, so he's just going to do a quick add probably. Take his easy card. Yep, he sees Plasma and he sees Chris and Chips. Probably just going to stay there. Gets a wild card. He's probably... I would not be surprised if we see Apes trade on his next turn, assuming he's still alive. We see plus 75 come out from the zombies. Mitch and Frog had quick and easy turns where they just took cards. Yeah, Plasma Field's probably on 2 positions with the 7 stack there. That probably would have been a 9 or a 10 stack if that was his last spot. Ape's looking at his cards, sees that Crow's Nest is occupied by zombies. How's it going to Destro? Welcome in. Chris and Chips adds a couple troops next to Apes. Apes does not look like he's going to have any easy cards, and the zombies are slowly surrounding him. Yeah, Apes going to set in. No doubt about it now. 2 players know that that's his last position. He's going to move into the zombie stack, trying to split here to maybe get away with another position. Apes is only in 1 position because he got rocked by the zombies on the zombies' first turn. Absolutely rocked by him. Draws another dude, which means he spent his wild card for nothing. But probably did need to use it. We see a good game come out from Frog. I wonder why that is. Does Mitch have all of Frog, maybe? No, not quite. Or did Mitch get plus 5 that turn? I missed it. Maybe he did. It's suspected that Mitch is going for the Kraken Island plus 2. Okay, so Apes is safe for now, but his safety is only going to last so long without some insane luck to change what appears to be his fate this game. His easiest card is on a 4, but that's back in the direction of other people. So he's going to stay hidden, take a card on the 6, loses a couple troops because of it, and is going to split into a couple 9s. Try to make another position for himself. Maybe he's hoping he can follow the zombies through the portal into greener pastures. We see another good game come out from Frog. Sorry, I spaced again. I don't see how much Mitch is making a turn. It could be plus 5. All right. Apes was the only one that felt compelled to set quickly and had the means to do so. Everyone else decided to go to 5 cards. So Chris and Plasma are going to get a little boost to their trade-in bonuses since Apes decided to take the 4. Chris is going to trade in the 6 set, and we're going to see if he perhaps has a kill, because Plasma, we also saw, was damaged by the zombies, though it doesn't look like he was hit as hard as Apes was. So does Chris try to go for the Plasma Field kill? It's probably not quite worth it yet, since the trades are worth so little. Also, I should mention, I do have my other co-caster with me today. You might be able to hear her in the background. But she is trying to munch on her little bottle here and there and take her little burps. But my 1-month-old is with us. Plasma Field setting in for 8. Following Apes. Ape's going to put everything not on his 9 and grab himself a position in the corner here. Slidering. Probably not going to do any fortifying. Doesn't want to give Plasma Field any information. Does not have another set on 3. Mitch, going to trade in for 10. And I once again miss whether he has Kraken Island or not. Sorry, the suspense of Apes' turn distracted me. He also was checking his cards, in fairness to me. Alright, the Fogman is up. A fog descends upon the white meadow, and a brilliant, shining green frog emerges from it, with 12 troops to trade in from his 5-card set, or his 5-card hand. Sets are always 3 cards. Portaling over, and immediately sees all of Apes. I can feel Ape's heart sinking as we speak. Not what he wanted to see. Now the question is, does Frog know that he sees all of Apes? We don't see too much hitting from the zombies. They have most of the board. We might start seeing sets on 3 in the second round of trades from some of these players. Anyone who's not feeling comfortable and happens to have a set on 3 is probably going to use it. If Apes had a set on 3, he would almost certainly use it, but he does not. So he's going to have to take a 4th card and hope he survives. Plasma taking an easy card on the zombies next to him. Sees that Frog is also honing in on the prey that he's hunting. Decides to move away from Frog, because I don't think he's afraid of Apes. Apes realizes it doesn't really matter which territory he puts troops on. Going to start separating his positions. Thinking about hitting a second time, decides not to. Going to sit on 4 cards. I'm not sure that that was the card he needed. I think he's looking at 2 dudes. No, that was the card he needed. Okay, I was worried that he was looking at 2 dudes and 2 little cars there. But no, Apes has a set on 4. So as long as Chris or Plasma doesn't kill him, he should be all set. Frog going to trade in for 15. Does Frog pick up Apes' 4 cards here? Or is Frog lining somebody else up? Does Frog have someone else's kill right now? Doing a lot of rolling. Frog takes out Chris and Chips. GG's to Chris and Chips. And well played to Frog for taking the first bounty of this game. Looks like he thinks he's got a double kill. Going in on Plasma Field. GG's to Plasma Field. Well played to Frog, taking a 2nd kill. That double kill allows him to double trade. He should have enough to finish off Apes. I'm pretty sure he knows that he has all of Apes. Or maybe he goes after Mitch. If he's able to kill either of them, that should clinch it. He probably already has this game in the bag. You see some manual rolling, it looks like. And that is indeed enough for Frog to kill Mitch. GG's to Mitch. Congrats to Frog, the amphibious predator in the fog, taking everybody out and saving the Apes Flying Poo for last. GG's to Apes. Well played to Frog for a clean sweep. Yo me alegro que tú estás aquí ayudándome con este cast. I don't know how to say cast in Spanish, but hopefully I did my best there with throwing a little bit of Spanish at you. All right, Mitch is in the first seat. Chris and Chips in the second seat. Frog is still in the fog, but he's not going to be able to use it as cover as well or as much this time around since he's in the third trade. Plasma Field is in the fourth seat, but Apes is going to be slinging his flying poo from the fog in the final position. So the U.S. South map is an interesting map. There's a bunch of tiny bonuses on this map. The largest bonus on this map is worth +5, and there's one +1 on this map. There's a bunch of +2s and a bunch of +3s and a couple +4s. So what we might see this game is players trying to take small +2s and or 3s and trying to hold them and defend them and guard them against the zombies. But players in the Group 3 game were kind of punished for doing that. The zombies were able to slip in and really decimate some troops that were being used to guard bonuses. And that ended up being a struggle for a few players. Also, just a quick point tally between games. Chris and Chips is on 4 points, Plasma's on 6, Mitch on 8, Pooh is on 10, and Frog with his sweep is on 24 points. And I will show you the bonuses after the zombies take their first turn. Doesn't look like we're seeing too much action. Everyone's just trying to consolidate their positions and take cards. Apes gets a nice +6 for going last, and doesn't really seem to have been hit by anyone. Has a decent troop count. Looks like he's going to grab the Tennessee bonus, which I believe is a +2. Trying to figure out where to put his last troop. Yeah, I would just put it there if you plan on holding that. Yep, I would do an even guard, I think. Or maybe you favor the side where you see the 4. I don't know. I would see the even guard because I would be more worried about what I can't see. Like, are there zombies in Virginia or something? Or in Kentucky or something? All right, zombies are adding in. Let's see the damage they do. Oh, wow, the zombies decide to pick on Mitch and Plasma, leaving Apes largely untouched. Hit another of Mitch's 2s, one of Apes' 2s, another of Apes' 2s. We see the Oklahoma portal get hit. Not sure if Mitch has Georgia or if Chris and Chips has Kentucky, but it's possible that those are the other bonuses that are taken. So speaking of bonuses, let's go ahead and take a look at the bonuses on the U.S. South map. We got West Virginia worth +1. You got Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, and Georgia all worth +2. Then you got Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana are your +3s. Then you got Oklahoma and South Texas are your +4s. And then the big boy North Texas is worth 5. Alrighty, so we might see players try to take and hold bonuses again, like I said. Frog might be going for Arkansas, it looks like. Does he think he can hold it? Looks like he was rolling 2 dice, rolls 3 dice. Does take Arkansas. And going to guard all sides of Arkansas with 3 stacks. But we will find out shortly whether or not that's enough. It appears as though Mitch has Georgia. And then Apes looks like he's going to be able to hang on to Tennessee and get the +2 there. Oh, my co-caster's complaining about something. What's wrong, baby girl? Are you still hungry? Do you want to eat some more? Or do you have a burp inside you, huh? Oh, are you upset? Is it because Plasma Field's taken a long turn? Yeah, that can be frustrating sometimes, but it's okay. He's wrapping up. All right, Apes going to add to his South Carolina position, add to his Virginia pocket position, and then put the rest over in Tennessee. Nope, 1 in Tennessee. He's thinking about it. 1 in Oklahoma. All right, there we go. I would be a little bit nervous about a 3-stack to guard at this stage in the game. Takes his card in North Carolina, fortifies from Oklahoma down to Texas. Zombies add 18. And I'm going to try and pay better attention to how many troops every player is making to see what the bonuses are like. The first of which is Mitch. Mitch is on +5, so Mitch does have Georgia. He's going to continue adding in Georgia because a lot of his exterior positions were removed by the zombies on the first turn, and we just saw him lose another on the zombies' second turn. 18, turn 2, infection coming. We see Mitch emerge from the panhandle pocket. I missed how many troops Chris is making. I think Chris is hanging on to Kentucky. Not going to take Apes out of the Virginia pocket. Does take his card in Virginia, though, so whoever was there is no longer there, and he fortifies over to the portal, which also guards one of the entrances into Kentucky. It looks like Apes was able to hang on to Arkansas, going to move out of North Carolina and into Virginia. Sees that Apes is back there in the pocket. All right, it doesn't look like Plasma Field has a bonus. Maybe he now has a bonus. Maybe he now has South Carolina. Apes might be able to pick up North Carolina here, because it looks like Frog and Plasma both moved out of North Carolina. But maybe he's not interested in greeting out. I'm not going to lie, if I was in Ape's position, I would greet out for a second bonus. I would probably be punished for it, but so it's probably a mistake to greet out like that, but I would go for it. I like risking it for the biscuit. Risking it for the biscuit. Holy smokes. I can't even say that right. Ooh, it looks like he thought those connected. They don't quite connect. +53, big zombie tirade incoming. 9 is not quite enough to slam the Arkansas border of frogs there. Apes. I do like this position for Apes, though. He's in the last seat. He has a bonus, and he has a pocket position and a number of exterior positions. So I would be feeling comfortable right now if I'm Apes. Looks like Mitch still has Georgia. Chris and Chips has a +2. Double +2 next turn. We might see it. Looks like Chris and Chips wants to go over to the West Coast. Gonna take a portal over into Oklahoma. Gets perfect dice. Gonna do a split to make his position there. Frog is on +6. Still holding Arkansas. So it does appear as though everyone has a bonus. Mitch, Chris, and Apes, and I think Plasma Field all have +2s. Whereas Frog is the only player with a +3. Yeah, Arkansas's +3. Kentucky, which is Chris's bonus, is a +2. Tennessee, which is Apes' bonus, is a +2. South Carolina, which is Plasma Field's bonus, is a +2. Okay, interesting. Plasma Field's getting +6. Does he somehow have 12 territories? Curious how Plasma Field is on +6. Maybe he has Louisiana and not South Carolina? Very interesting. Or maybe he has South Carolina and West Virginia. That might be where Plasma Field's making his extra troop from. That's more likely than Plasma Field being on. Yeah, Plasma has the +1. Yeah, that's more likely than him being on 12 territories in a Zombies game. Ape's going to beef up the defenses of his bonus. Probably going to combine the 7 and the 5. Probably not a bad idea. Makes a nice little 10 stack out west, which also earns itself a portal. We see some 11 stacks get made over in Texas because everything's bigger in Texas, including the zombie stacks, apparently. We see a big 10 come out and threaten the Tennessee border, but not quite big enough. Oh boy, we got my other co-caster coming in here. How's it going, buddy? Are you doing good? Yeah? Can you say hi? Say hi. Here, right here. Say hi.
Hi.
Good job.
I want to hi.
Oh, you want to say hi again?
Hi.
Good job. Hey, can you say the color of the person going right now?
Color the brother person.
Okay, that was actually pretty good. But can you say purple? Or actually, now you say black, because Chris and Chips is going, and he's playing as black. Can you say black? Good job. Close enough. We're working on his L's. All right, everyone is taking their 5th card. It looks like the board is fairly stable and everyone has at least 1 bonus. So I don't think anyone is itching to trade in early. Oh, we're losing one of our cute casters here. Maybe he'll come back, maybe not. He likes playing with his race cars. Oh, now he's coming back. What's up, buddy? Do you want to sit here? No, you're running away again? Okay. He's not even a teenager yet, and he's already running away from me. Anyway, setting aside existential dread for the future, we have Frog taking his turn. Looks like he's backing off the Arkansas border. Maybe he thinks that he can't quite hold. No, he thinks he can hold it, but only needs a 9 to hold it. That's probably true. I don't think we see a plus, what? We would need to see like a +10 get added to that Mississippi 8. If that Arkansas territory is going to get broken. Looks like Apes thinks that that 10 of Plasma is going to move to take a card. It does not. This game is probably going to, or it's almost certainly going to take more time than the last game. I think it already has taken. Yeah, it already has taken more time than the last game, and part of that is because the players were not punished as hard this game like they were in the last game, and they also were all able to take bonuses. So Plasma Field confirms that Chris is holding Kentucky. It looks like he's going to allow himself to be broken, which also means that Chris is going to get himself broken. So Apes is beginning the poo slinging. The zombie poo marches right up into Tennessee, into Kentucky. Does not appear to be able to breach West Virginia. Plasma Field must have a stack and a half over on the West Virginia border there in that pocket. But Georgia holds and South Carolina holds. Chris and Chips and Apes, only players broken by that move. Mitch trades in for 4. Apes begins the poo slinging. Yes, indeed. So we know that Mitch is still in the Panhandle, and he has Georgia. We're not sure where else he is. I think we're pretty confident he's not in West Virginia or North Carolina. He might have a position in Florida somewhere. Apes actually doesn't really. I don't think Apes has any idea what's going on in South Texas, Louisiana, or Florida. Chris and Chips taking the 6 trade. Does he try to retake his bonus and reconstitute borders? Looks like he is going to attempt to put his borders back up. But Apes can just poo sling a zombie 10 stack right back at him if he so chooses. And Chris can see that a 10 stack can can get in on him in Kentucky if Apes decides to sling that poo his way. So interesting that Chris still decided to retake his bonus, but we'll see what Apes decides to do. Frog still hanging on to Arkansas. Not sure where he gets his card from. Gonna back off another troop, another 2 troops off the eastern Arkansas border. That 10 incoming for sure. Nice top right position. Yes, yeah. Apes is in a nice spot, I think. Goes last, has an exterior position, and got a +2 for a couple turns. Plasma Field adds 8 troops over to the Texas Top Hat. Big 18 stack over there. And still has his +3. Plasma Field's on West Virginia and South Carolina for his bonuses. Yeah, Apes does have good vision on Chris. Yeah. Gonna trade in the triple cars for the 12 trade. We'll see how he decides to split this up. 5 in the pocket. Thinking about adding troops to North Carolina. Nope. Changes his mind. Wants a 10 stack in Virginia. Couple troops in Tennessee and the rest on the portal in Oklahoma. Looks like he's not going to unleash the zombies on Chris again. Takes his card in Virginia and moves back down to North Carolina. I would let that 10 do his bonus rather than holding. Yeah, I would. I probably would have done. Yeah, I probably would have done that too. Wow, we see a major hit. I think that was Chris's position. I think Chris was in that top right Oklahoma position last we saw, and that just got removed. Apes also draws the car. One of the cars he just traded in has a set on 3, and knows that Chris and Chips has been weakened. Yeah, he was. Yep. So big slammerino from the zombies on Chris and Chips there. No bonus breaking required. I think Chris would have preferred his bonus being broken as opposed to losing whatever stack he might have had there. Chris going to beef up the defenses. Steps out into the Virginia tip. But just the tip, though. He doesn't want to go any further into Virginia. Never go any further into the Virginia than you're allowed, gentlemen. Frog gonna go into North Carolina, step onto the portal. Everyone's hanging on to their 3 cards, it looks like. The Zombie 15 in Texas is about to do work. Yeah, when that portal opens up, it's going to go right, and it's probably going to hit Chris and Chip's 7. My money is on that happening. It might also remove Mitch from the Texas Panhandle. So we'll see what direction that 15 portal stat goes. Actually, we're not going to exactly have vision on where that portal stat goes. Yeah, Apes isn't going to be able to see. Well, Apes might see something. We'll see here. Gonna step onto the portal. I wouldn't do that. I would have gotten out of the way. Let it mess up Chris. Yep, 17 stack on the portal. Where does that 17 stack go? It doesn't go anywhere. Wow. I think that may have been a mistake from Apes. We could have seen some poo slinging through the portal from Apes there, had he not protected Chris and Chips from the zombies' wrath. Chris would have had a very hard time recovering from that. I don't know. Maybe Apes doesn't do that because he doesn't want someone else to take the Chris and Chips kill. Maybe that's the reason. And yeah, and protected plasma fields, South Carolina. Yep. Mitch is comfortable enough to go to 5 cards, unless he missed a trade here. It looks like Chris is also going to go to 5 cards. This is the second round of trades, And with the first player not setting in, you're going to have everyone asking the question, am I safe enough to hold out for a bigger set? Everyone's asking that question to themselves. Chris appears to be saying yes. Of course, the other option is they just don't have sets on. It's possible that nobody has a set on 4, but this is just not super likely. Frog also debating on whether he should trade in. Does he trade in or take the baby 15 trade? The last person to set in was Apes on the 12 set. Frog does not want chump change 15 set, it looks like. Also goes to 5 cards. A lot of cards on the table here. Or a lot of cards in the hand, I should say. Can anyone capitalize on all these cards? Plasma Field, now faced with Risk's oldest question. Am I safe enough to hold out for a bigger trade? He also believes he is safe enough. Sees, so and the question gets harder and harder the further down the list you go, right? 15. Ape says no, I'm going to take the 15. I'm not sitting on 5 cards. And that makes sense because had he passed, Mitch would have gotten 15, Chris 20, Frog 25, and Plasma Field 30, all while he is without having traded in. So Apes kind of was forced to set in there. Apes being everyone's friend from last position where he's the target, yeah. Looks like he's moving in on Chris. Does he have him? Gonna have to split off here. 15v12. Gets him. GG's to Chris and Chips. Congrats to Apes Flying Poo taking the first bounty of this game. Collects a wild card. Looks like he might have to use that wild card. No, he doesn't. His 6th card breaks the brick of having to trade in the wild card. Yeah, Chris and Chips had a brick of a hand there. Can he? Oh, he's on 69 troops, but probably shouldn't dab on that so he doesn't advertise it to everybody. That would have been easier if he worked with zombies. Yeah, it would have. Yep. That would have been less costly for him. But someone else may have set in and gone for it. Does he think he has a kill here? No. He is just going to enjoy his spoils and pass the dice. Zombies are going to break Kentucky. Bonuses no longer matter all that much. But with Apes having double traded there, Mitch gets to set in for 25. Portal spawns in the top right. Yeah, that's a little bit unlucky for Apes. I think he probably wanted to keep that position concealed for a little bit longer, but since he is playing aggressively right now, maybe he doesn't mind having access to those 12 troops by way of the portal. Mitch setting in for 25. Can Mitch pick up a kill here? Looks like he's going to leave Georgia and explore a little bit. Doesn't go too far, though. Returns back to his peach orchard. Frog setting in for 30. Can the Amphibious Menace eke out a kill here, maybe on Plasma Field? Well, he's a brilliant frog, so he is a genius Amphibious Menace. Adding a decent number of his troops up in Virginia. Probably the rest somewhere in Arkansas. Not clear where exactly. Not going for any kills. Plasma Field survives to set. So Plasma Field, in terms of trades, seems to have made out the best on the gamble of hanging on to his set. Certainly made out better than Chris and Chips did. Plasma Field setting for 35. Biggest set out of the second round of trades. Does Plasma Field think he has enough to maybe go for Apes? Looks like he's checking a little bit. I think Plasma knows that Apes is back in the corner. And Apes would have to use his wild card if he wants to trade now. Is going to go ahead and do it because the last thing he wants to do is sit on 5 cards and have someone sit in on 3 and kill him. Gets out of the way of the zombies. Zombies put 93 troops on the board. I think we're going to see the South Carolina break this turn. I think there's a decent chance that we see all of Frog. Apes is on 100 troops total. after setting in 3 times, minus the troops he spent on a kill. And then Frog is on 65 troops that we can see. Maybe Frog has one more position, but it's also possible that we see all of Frog. Mitch still appears to be able to hang on to Georgia, I think. Frog no longer has Arkansas. Frog 3-way protecting his bonus, and also that position could be final. Create another. Okay, we do see one more position of Frogs. I don't think Apes has quite enough to kill Frog. Maybe he does. Maybe he double taps the 40 stack with the 30 and the 21. Could triple smack it with the 43 portal, depending on how much he has left over from killing the 33 stack, and can double tap the 33 stack with the 10. Does Apes go for a crazy aggressive play on Frog? No. Ooh, Plasma Field. Removed Mitch, it looks like, from Georgia. Is there a Fed kill on the board somewhere? Apes, gonna go try and find Mitch. Should remember that he is back in the panhandle. Doesn't quite have enough. Slams it. Plasma Field saw that slam. So a little bit of a panic decision there from Apes to go and try to finish Mitch off. I think the zombies are going to get the Mitch kill. The zombies move away from the panhandle. Holy smokes. Mitch's cards are on the table, but it looks like he might survive to trade in here. Apes has a set on 3. Question is, does Mitch have a set on 4? 11%, he just goes right at it, yeah. If I'm Mitch, I set and do nothing. Just to see if I can get higher placement at this point. But that assumes he has a trade. He does have a trade, sets in for 45. Gonna likely put it all in the panhandle, live to fight another day maybe? Or is he moving? Looks like he's moving. Oh, he has a Kentucky position, going after Apes. Doesn't quite have the Apes kill. Doesn't realize Apes is kill guarded by Frog. He does not have the Apes kill at all. Gonna feed Apes to Frog, it looks like. Does Frog know that? Yeah? You got Mickey there. That's cool. Frog's... You want me to open it for you? Frog setting in for 50. Has 3 cards that are only worth 6 troops. Doesn't realize he has the Apes kill. Or maybe he's just searching to confirm he has the Apes kill. So Plasma fed Mitch, and then Apes fed Mitch, and then Mitch has fed Apes now. Frog does not take the Apes kill and is going to keep the kill guard on him, not realizing that Apes has a set on 3. Apes is going to set in on 3 and live to fight another day. Plasma not trading on 4. Does Plasma try to seek out the Apes kill? He does. Slams Frog, deletes 48 troops, and fails to break through. Gonna come up with another stack, maybe? Since that stack came in from the west. This game has turned into a poo-slinging mess. Apes setting in. Gonna put everything behind Frog. Take his card on the 5. Or, no, take his card on the 6 because he's staying away from the portal. Gonna remove some Plasma stacks. I think Frog realizes that he had the Apes kill last turn. Probably kicking himself a little bit. That was probably the game. But Frog still may win. We'll see. But Apes has a stay of execution with that set on 3. Oh, wow. Plasma Field is in the lobby chat saying he could have traded in on 4, but thought he had it for sure without the trade. So a bit of a blunder there from Plasma Field, not realizing that how big Frog's kill guard on Apes was, I guess. I think if he knew how big it was, he probably would have traded. Wow, we see the zombies finish off Plasma Field while Plasma Field was on 5 cards. I don't think it looks like no bounty points are awarded, right? I don't think the zombies don't get any bounty points. I'm a silly goose. Anyway, GG's to Plasma Field. Good effort. Almost had it there. Put everything into going for that kill, and left the rest of his troops in his hand when they could have been on the table. Mitch takes a third card. All of these players have been beaten up by each other. Unclear who has the most troops right now or who has the least troops. It's entirely possible that Apes has the most troops because he was the last person to trade, and Frog was hit pretty bad because Plasma Field effectively suicided into Frog, even though it wasn't intended to be a suicide. It was an accidental suicide, if that's a thing. Accidental death by amphibian. All right, we'll see if Mitch or Frog have a set on 3. I think the first person to trade here probably has the advantage. This is a knockout, drag-out game. Mitch does not have the set on 3. Going to take a 4th card, though, undoubtedly. Does Frog have a set on 3? Does not have a set on 3. So, Apes is either going to have to take a 3rd card and hope that neither of his opponents have sets on 4, or go for broke and try to take a kill here. Yeah, he's realizing that if he hits that 1, he closes off his path for his 50 stack. Yep. Looks like he's gonna go for the Frog kill. Does not have it. Disaster. Frog still has a position elsewhere, probably in Arkansas. That move likely gives the game to Mitch. Probably going to lose that 7 to the zombies. If that 11 turns into a 14. Wow, and he does draw the set on 3. Okay, that 7 might live to fight another day. The zombies finish off Mitch. Holy smokes. Frog is also weak after having been slammed by Apes here. He saw 2 turns earlier that he took a card somewhere else. Yep. He is deep into the poo, I suppose. Can't see the forest through the poo. His 7 position in Florida is still alive. I think Frogs probably suspects that Apes retreated to the pocket. I'm not sure if Frog is gonna... Frog misses the set on 4. Doesn't have the trade. Holy smokes. This is a game and a half here. Frog not able to find him. Apes has the 60 set. All he has to do now is hunt down the rest of Frog. Can he do it? Frog nowhere to be found via portal. Knows that he was last seen in Arkansas. Maybe he doesn't remember that. Portal hopping, seeing if he's neighboring any of these portals. Picks up the trail, 39 v 38. That is indeed Frog's last position. GG to Brilliant Frog of White Meadow. Congratulations to Apes Flying Poo somehow taking the W in this game. What a mess this game was, but quite